Hi guys, this is Sergey from Ushanka Show, and today I want to show you what I purchased in a Russian grocery store. Before I begin, I would like to thank Liam from South Bend, Indiana. He sent me email and told me about this guy who comes from all the way from New Jersey. He drives Sprinter van and he brings groceries in different towns where there's enough Russian-speaking population, people from the former Soviet Union who are interested in groceries like this, but they don't have a local grocery store. So I went today. He was there selling his goods from 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. So I went to check it out and uploading up pretty much $250 worth of groceries. Unfortunately, he didn't. The receipt he gave me doesn't tell you per item, so I just go by memory. But I just want to show you what I bought. I'm quite excited. Let's go. I'll start right away with this item. So this is so-called, my kids call it crunchies. So this is pieces of rye bread with different flavor. This is actually холодец с хреном, so it's like a meat jelly with horseradish flavor. They make a lot of different flavors. So it's kind of like croutons, but they usually just for snacking, you eat them. So and my kids prefer only meat flavor. So I got this bacon flavor, and I call them korочка. Now they also have a lot of fish flavor, but my kids hated it, so I didn't buy it. So I bought quite a few, I think like 9 or 10 bags of this bacon flavored bread. So that was cool. Let's see. This one is колбаса вареная на оливье. So this is pretty much your bologna right there, but it's made specifically for оливье salad. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that salad, but it has pieces of bologna in that salad. There's peas, I think boiled potatoes, some other things, can't think of it, but I decided to buy one of those. And this one looks like it may be made in the United States. Manufactured European and American Sausage Corporation from Philadelphia. Okay, so that's made in the USA. I also purchased this stuff. Very excited about this one. This is chocolate milk. So it's chocolate milk. It's chocolate butter. Sorry. So it's just your regular butter, but it has a chocolate flavor added. I'm not sure about expiration date. I hope still good. Should be good. It's just butter, but it's you spread it. I think Americans started making similar stuff now, but it was. For quite a while we had this available, and I really like it. It's a butter with chocolate flavor. It's brown in color. I may show you later. For the expensive items, a guy talked me into buying premium salmon caviar, ikra, as I said. I got 2 cans of those. I'm personally not a big fan of caviar, but I decided, okay, might as well. We'll have some bread, toasted bread, some butter on it, and then sprinkle some caviar. So we'll live like bougies. Also purchased this pelmeni, chicken and beef pelmeni, made in Buffalo, New York. It's similar to pierogies, but really small in size. Has a meat filling inside. My kids like it a lot. You just boil it. And I think Chinese food has a similar item too. So that's pretty neat. Okay, and as I said, those are quite a wild mixture of foods they have. So this is a Ukrainian rye bread. That's how they actually call it. It's called Ukrainian. There was just this type of bread is called Ukrainian. And it's baked in New York, Brooklyn, New York, by New York Bread Incorporated. So I bought some of that. And then just to show you kind of what a different situation. So that's a Ukrainian bread, and then we have this килька в томатном соусе. So that's the sprouts and baked. They cooked in tomato sauce, and it was always my favorite when I was a kid. We never had these pull tabs. You always had to use a special tool to open the cans. But this one, I didn't realize when I bought it, but it actually was made in Crimea. So it says сделано в Крыму. So that's went through Moscow and somehow got shipped to the United States, but it originally was manufactured in Crimea. According to sanctions, nothing should come out of Crimea right now, but I got 3 cans of that. I like it a lot. Then I purchased some of this, I think they call it охотничья колбаса. Hunter sausage. I already ate one. It was super delicious. Very smoky. Has a good flavor. I truly enjoyed it. So it's kind of like a beef jerky type of sausages, but it's juicier, not as dry. Super delicious. Then I had also these items available. This is so-called korейская морковка. So it's a Korean carrot salad, slightly spicy. I like it a lot, so I bought some. And then we have it's like a pickled cabbage salad. One time when I was bringing my mom from New York, I made a video about it. We stopped at her friend's, my godmother, and she gave us a big jar of that she made, and my wife liked it so much. So now we're hunting for this Russian cabbage salad, see if we can find what she had, because my wife liked it a lot. So that's got to be kept in the fridge. Okay, moving along. Pickled mushrooms. So that's stuff I like a lot. I'll keep it for the New Year celebration. That's a big, what the word, delicacy in Soviet Union used to be. You go hunt for mushrooms. Some of them you just fry and eat. Some of them you dry. Some of them you make like soup, and some you marinate. And that's like the best. You can see chanterelles there, so that's super excited. But look, it made fancy. Got even whatever that's called. Can't think of the word. So that's pretty neat. It's come from Vladimir, Russia. Okay, moving along. Кабачковая икра. So this, I always forget the word for kabachok. It's a like big plant that looks like a huge cucumber. So they cook it and make it in this paste, and it's delicious. I like it a lot. I just eat it by spoon, but my wife said you better put it on the bread, toasted bread. And it's kind of funny. We had these jokes because both items called ikra. So this is ikra in Russian, caviar, and this is called ikra, but it's not ikra, it's just a vegetable paste. So I bought one jar of those. And when you bring goods from the other countries, like this is all in Russian, you're required to put a American label. So this is vegetable marrow puree. So they call it marrow. It's squash. So that's the squash. And then you have onions and carrots and tomatoes. So I like this stuff a lot. And going to the sweet items. Blackcurrant reserve, черная смородина, one of my favorite jellies. There's an interesting story about blackcurrant in the United States. It was destroyed completely because there was a disease that lived on the blackcurrant bushes that jumped on the white pine and destroyed a lot of pines in the state of New York and other states. After that, they banned blackcurrant in America. You can't really grow it here. And all the bushes were destroyed. It's like in the beginning of 1900s, I believe. So now it's imported. Nice big size jar. Very excited about that one. Another loaf of bread. And this one is rye bread with sunflower seeds. I like those kind of dense, hard breads. It's my favorite. Also came from Brooklyn, New York. There's the Big Daddy. It's a classic 3-liter jar of pickled tomatoes. I love pickled tomatoes. This is actually a product of Ukraine, and it's called Kherson style. So you probably know Kherson by now. But Kherson region is huge in growing tomatoes. It's a perfect climate for growing tomatoes. So everyone knows that the best tomatoes you can get in Ukraine is from Kherson area. And they did a lot of them, like they pickled them, marinate them. So I'm very excited. I bought the whole big jar of that. And once again, you got this, see a label on the back. So yeah, this is really neat. For my kids, if you watch the video when they tried Soviet era pop, I got some Duchesse. They like that stuff. So it's a pear flavor soda or pop, whatever you call it. And then I got this Citro. So that's an orange flavor. So that's for my kids. I might have a little sip of that. I need to put it in the refrigerator. And of course, this is my favorite for salads, for cooking. Sunflower oil, which is unfiltered. unrefined. It's way yellower and smells like sunflowers. So I bought a couple of bottles of that. I see it now on Amazon. You can buy American sunflower oil, kind of similar, unfiltered, but super expensive. I'm not sure why. Came from Krasnodar region. So, okay, so we're not done yet, but also bought some sweets. This is so-called Tulski pryanik. So Tula, besides making guns, also was always famous for this Tulski pryanik. So that's like a sweet bread. There's a honey added to that, and has a cherry filling inside. So that's your dessert. Of course, during the Soviet era, we never had them individually packed with cute label. They'll be just in a giant box, just on its own. So I bought two kinds of this Tulski pryanik. Another one is there's a marzipan flavor. So once again, has a natural honey and a marzipan filling. So it's like a Russian version of a German Stollen bread, but once again, it's hard, chewy. Got a couple of those. Another item, pryanik. So that's like a sweet treat. So it's the bread. Can't describe it really well. It's got northern honey cookies. There you go, rum honey cookies. And the name is Northern Pryaniki. So that one is product of Lithuania. Okay, so we're traveling from Ukraine to Russia to Crimea to Lithuania. And Crimea, of course, is the part of Ukraine. It will be back again. And another one is sukhari. So that's a dry bread, but this is a sweet dry bread with raisins. I love with tea. So you have a black tea, and then you just dip this dry breads, and the English name, they say crackers with raisins. So you just have a cup of hot tea, and you just dip those, and then you eat it when it softens up. Right now they're really hard. And it also has expression in Russian language when you need to start preparing for the not the black days, like tough times, you say sushi sukhari, so dry bread, make sukhari, save your bread so you can have some food. So I got two of those packages. So once again, in the Soviet Union, they never were packed like this. Once again, it will be big carton box full of this just loose laying breads. And the last item that I purchased, I decided, I don't think my wife would like it, but it's a present for her. It's super fancy candy box from Odessa. Some of you may recognize what kind of car is that. I don't know what it is, but it's their downtown Odessa, Deribasovskaya. And it has a different candy. I like the box a lot. And it has 4 different kinds of candies. They're definitely not gonna like this. This is Chernoslev с орехом, so this is prunes with nuts. And I have chocolate covered. I love that stuff. It's really popular back home, but I never met an American who liked it. This is a date with nuts, covered with chocolate. Then you got coconut and kati goroshek. So that looks like a mixture of nuts with some filling and then chocolate on top. So very excited about this one. A set of candies. It's kind of made to be presented as a present. Really fancy box. So I got that. So yeah, they took my phone number, so they'll text me again when they're back in the area. I don't think I'll be buying once a month $200 worth of these groceries, but it'll last me for a long time. If we'll be making something out of this stuff, I may make the video. When I open cans, I'll make the video so you guys can see. If you live in Indiana, Elkhart area, it was about a 40 minutes drive from me, but I think it was well worth it. There's more stuff. I didn't buy pickled herrings. I thought about it, but it was already kind of getting expensive how much money I spent. So anyways, once again, thank you very much to Liam who suggested this place. He said it's just a mobile store. A guy drives around the country and delivers goodies for people who like them. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you soon. До свидания. Goodbye.